All right. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to Marketing Mondays. For those of you that are not sure who I am, well, I'm Rhonda Swan from the Unstoppable family. And this call, I have now been running this call, gosh, guys, over probably almost 2 years, a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. Running this call every single Monday as a total value add, as my give to our industry, which has given so much to me, and to the amazing people in the industry. For those that are across the board, all different companies, guys, I learned a lot from a number of people when I got started in this industry. What I learned is that those that were always giving or that found something they learned and they mastered it and they started to share with others and give it from their free heart and just totally from the bottom of their heart, no charge, just throwing it out there, is that they had more respect right in the industry. But we also then started to see an increase in success rates. Right. So I started this call as a completely no pitch call. This is a call all about you. So feel free, share it on your Facebook page if you like. Let them know, hey, come on over. Rhonda Swan's going to get nuts in a minute talking about marketing. And tonight's going to be a really interesting call. And I chose the topic tonight for a couple reasons. Well, first off, as many of you guys know, I am massively big on personal branding, right? Just about you identifying who you are in the marketplace. There's a lot of different ways that you can market yourself, right? And there's certainly a lot of different ways when you start getting started. You don't want to get yourself confused. But I tell you one thing that I have taken on early was that when I understood who I was, the value that I could offer to my customer, and how I can connect to them, stand totally out of the crowd, and be someone of value, is when my business grew. So what I learned early on is that cold marketing and swipe copy all the time and just doing what you're told by your company, it's a great thing because you might make some sales. But what happens is you have no identity, right? No identity. You don't speak from a core message. You don't speak from a personal, really your personal core, like your message that comes through your brand should be what you speak about, right? People will come and get attracted to the things that you have to offer when you can speak through your core message and your core brand, so to speak. And I don't want people to get confused with branding. This call is not going to be about branding tonight per se. It will have some components to it. This call is really about helping you totally identify with how you can add value to your customer base. I tonight what I want to really do, I'm going to switch cameras. Will you guys let me know? I'm going to switch cameras real quick, and I'm going to see if the camera that I'm using, the webcam, drags, because sometimes it'll drag, and when it drags. Okay, here we go. I gotta stop this one. 1 second. 1 second. All right, let me see. Will you guys let me know, because this one actually is better camera for me to use while I am teaching you guys and talking to you guys tonight. So let me know if it drags, and if it does, I'll switch back to the other one when I need to. But if not, let's get rocking. You guys ready to rock, by the way? Let's see some hands up. I want to get some excitement from you guys, man. I love to have fun. These calls cannot be fun until we're all having fun, right? All right, all good, all good. Yay, awesome, yay, much better. Sweet. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's learn together. And again, so just enjoy this call. I am going to really dig deep tonight. We're going to get deep. Guys, I want to dig into your core. I want to get into the core, okay? And this is why this topic came up tonight, guys. And by the way, I'm sitting here in Bend, Oregon. You guys kind of my little boring. I seem to have like this wood paneling follows me around everywhere we travel to. It seems like we're always in these like really cool little bedroom communities. Right now we're in Bend, Oregon, so it's like a really cool little mountain town. And we're in this super cool eclectic house that this woman is an artist. And I just look back and like, I was in Tahoe and we had that like crazy wood walls. But anyways, so we're in Bend. We're getting ready to leave out of the country in the next couple weeks. So it's getting down to the wire. So we have to figure out when I'm going to do these calls and how I can make sure I can keep this value added. But tonight, guys, I want to get down to the core. And the reason behind it is because what I notice is when people do start in this industry, all right, you could be a veteran, you could be brand new, or you could really just be looking to kind of get tighter in your craft. And what I find is when people begin to lose what their core is, right? Why they came into this business and how they can connect to their customer, they lose their core. What I mean by that is this. they start to look around and see what other people are doing, how they're marketing, and you start to what we call what shiny bell or shiny object syndrome, right? And it comes to marketing as well. That same relates to marketing because you're like, ooh, that was a cool copy that they used. Ooh, that was cool how they did it. And then maybe your company just gives you swipe copy all the time and you're just taking swipe and you're copying and pasting it. That's okay. But how many of you guys, if you look at the swipe copy that you take, how many of you guys think that those words, feel that those words are coming from you? Probably not many, because they're coming from the person that wrote that swipe. So if you're not editing it and making that swipe copy yours, you are just regurgitating a message that someone else put out to attract that customer. See, if you get this, the person that wrote it is attracting that customer. Certainly, it's going to bring them here. But what does it do for you? You're the guy in the middle. Here's the guy that wrote it, or the person, the woman, whoever company. Here's the customer that says, I want to come and check this offer or product, whatever it might be, out. And in the middle is you. Well, what happens? You lose your connection to that customer. See, I'm about creating customers for life. Okay. Many of you guys in this line, I'm looking at the list. There's a ton of you guys here I have worked with, or not even ever worked with, but you have followed my family. You followed me for years. How many of you guys have known us, I don't know, for over a year at least followed my family story? And I'm only asking this to get a, yeah, okay. Okay, almost a third of you guys have known us and followed us. Guys, I have people that have followed our family. They don't ever pay for something for me. They don't always have to work with me, but they follow me because our message is always congruent. Our core is always the same. And you may want to ask yourself right now, am I always congruent with my message? Because what happens, guys, if we want to create these customers for life, people that follow you from, let's say, even whatever opportunity you may go to, or they buy a product, maybe you start creating and launching a new product of your own, they will buy it from you because they trust you. So what happens when we're building this list, guys, we're building this attraction where people want to buy from us, guess what happens? It doesn't matter what we offer. It's us that they want to buy from. So what happens, guys, when we lose our core, or we don't lose it, we don't ever find it. We never decide or figure out what is my true core, right? What is my brand, if you want to call it your brand, but it's even more than a brand. It's what is my core message? What am I offering in my uniqueness so I stand out about everyone, right? What do I say, do, think, talk, offer that's congruent all the time? If you don't have that or you've never established it, I'm going to help you do that tonight. You guys cool? Yeah? All right, let's do this. I want to give you guys as much value as I possibly can in the next 50 minutes from now. Okay, I'm going to do my absolute best. If you guys know me, I'll talk super fast so I can get as much in. And then if I can take some questions, feel free, guys, to throw some questions up as well. And I'll answer them as much as I can. All right. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, Steven, me too. I want followers that stick with me. Okay. And guys, no matter what opportunity you're in, no matter what business you're in, no matter if you have your own business, whatever it might be, you can create customers for life. You can work within the way your company offers their products. You can use swipe copy. You can use their style. But guys, I'm telling you what, after a month and you've been copy and pasting people's stuff all day long, guess what? You are not there anymore. You are just a messenger that's sending off a message to say, hey, you like what they have to offer. You've got to get clear on you, your message, and how to take, let's say, the message that the company offers for you to use and swipe and make it you. Make your customer go, oh, yeah, I want to go there because Rhonda's got something to offer. Okay? So we can do that. So let's dig into how we're going to do it. And really the importance of what does it mean to have a core message? And what does it mean to really communicate congruently? All right. If you guys, I love Marilyn Monroe. She's like so super sassy. She was an amazing woman that stood out in the crowd, right? She's like my favorite icon when I talk about branding or marketing or how to get your message in front of more people. Because to tell you what, this woman knew exactly how to do it, didn't she? She's amazing. So when you look at it, we look at our personal brand, guys, and our core message is like our birthmark. right? She had a gorgeous birthmark that everyone identified her with. And that is really what I look at my brand, our Unstoppable Family brand, is my birthmark for my business, right? People will know who we are. We walk in the door and they don't say Rhonda and Brian usually. They say it's the Unstoppable Family. That is my birthmark. Okay, so if you guys right now don't necessarily know your birthmark, you can begin to create one just through your messaging, just getting clear on who your customer is and getting clear how to deliver that message to them consistently and congruently. Okay, guys, marketing is amazing. I absolutely love marketing, and it's not always technical. Mostly the things that I talk about in this call, guys, are ways that you can apply it now, because you can go and buy a product, Google online how to do specific things like Facebook promotions and things like that. But guys, your Facebook promotions are not going to work if your core message is not you. Okay. If your birthmark is not on every single thing that you guys do, guess what's going to happen? They may jump over you and go find someone else that has a birthmark that they can relate to. Okay. So it's what makes you unique, you guys. It's the way you communicate to that person, the way, the style, just the languaging that you use in your copy, let's say in your email copy, your headlines, your videos, everything that you do, guys, has got to be you. Okay. And if you don't have a business birthmark, guys, and you're leaving a lot on the table, and what you're doing is you are allowing yourself to look like everyone else. Okay. I'm going to bring something up right now that I have seen a lot recently on the internet, because I subscribe to a lot of lists. All of you guys, I'm usually checking you out because I love watching what people do and how they do things. And this is what I've seen. I have seen, okay, it's Big Chips. You know, buddy, exactly. Jeremy Big Chips, I know that's who I know you as. He's got his own birthmark. And this is the deal, guys. What I've been seeing recently is a ton of the exact same messages being promoted and produced by the same types of people. I'll see 50 of the exact same events, the same message, the same swipe, the same email. Now, that might create interest because there's a lot of people sending it out, and that's great. But if you're not making it something that's unique to you, why do they need to buy from you? Why? They don't. They can buy from anyone at that point, or they can hop, skip, and jump you and go buy from the company themselves. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, guys, tonight. I'm going to really start to dig a bit about what is our core message. As I speak, let me know if light bulbs pop up or popcorn. I always call whenever my calls sometimes and I do my workshop, people are like, they pop all different times because they start to get it. And it's not rocket science, okay? This is not going to be hard. This is going to be you just totally being really true to yourself, okay? And being honest with yourself, because you might go, Jesus, I kind of do that. And maybe you're afraid to write or to take that copy and make it your own, or maybe you're afraid to do a video or you just do what other people are doing. Okay? Let me share with you why it's important, okay? Because I don't need to tell you guys what to do. I want you to go, I should be doing this. Okay? Cool. All right. So why is it so important? What it does is your core message, guys, follows you and your customer throughout your whole sales process. And it starts creating a relationship with you, right? Think about it. I do a post on Facebook. Now, if many of you guys follow my posts on Facebook, they're very personal. They're very me. People usually cannot duplicate me. I've had people try and pretend they're me, but they can't, because my language is my language. I communicate the way I do. Okay, so here I put a post on Facebook. Let's say, guys, I have an event or a webinar that I want to invite you guys to. That is maybe one of the opportunities that I run. I run several different programs and I send out copy. And a lot of the companies I work with, they give me copy. I read that copy, I'm like, I would never say that. So my audience, right, my friends, the ones that said, like Rhonda, I want to follow Rhonda or the Unstoppable Family, if that word is not coming from me, there's a disconnect, okay? So do you get this? I want you to see this. This is so important. I need you guys to understand this. So when I do this post, and let's say it's my post, and then what I do is I will create a Facebook event typically, okay? Take notes. You're like posts, events. If you don't know how to do an event, look it up. Super simple. You can learn how to do that. Then number 3, Then I will share it with my list. Okay, I'll go to my list, my Aweber account, and my marketing list. See, again, you guys know me. I'm very specific about how I treat my lists. My whole list doesn't get everything. I don't have like one list that gets everything. They get what deserve it, what they ask for. So when I send to my list, hey, I want you guys to come to this webinar, it's got to be my language and my congruency, right? Because if it's someone else's, there's that disconnect. So when they come to that webinar, they're like, wow, right, this Rhonda really explained it in the language that I wanted her to, that now I get what they're saying. Okay. Same thing with, let's say I'm doing a video, right? And I'm offering people, bringing them to my blog or bringing them to one of my sales capture pages, my lead funnels, right? If that's not me talking to them, I want to invite you over here or click here so you can find out how I travel the world or whatever your message might be. If they get to my sales funnel and that copy has nothing to do with what that sales funnel says, or I don't personally introduce it, gone, right? So if you're wondering why you might be copying and pasting and swiping and sending and people aren't actually following you, then it's because you're losing that disconnect. Now, you might be getting people to follow you, but guess what? What happens? That's a one-off deal. They're not going to continue to follow you. And you want people, when you're sending them stuff out, they want to be with you. They want you, right, to that's okay, Candy. They want you to communicate with them. So, all right, so let's dig deeper. All right. Deep. Okay, if you want to create customers for life, right? Knowing and defining your core message will ensure they keep coming back, right? And I'm talking about direct core message through every single thing you guys say. So right now, you guys might be going, I don't really have a brand. Well, I like to, I call reverse engineer brands, right? You guys, I run a workshop and people don't come in with like, I know who I am. I'm unique this way. And you might know you are, but there's got to be something that starts to come through you. So we reverse engineer it. Okay. And you start with just the way that you communicate, your message, maybe with your mission, right? You might have a mission or a value that's so super strong, right? And you want to communicate that through your message. And then what happens, guys? All of a sudden you're like, wow, that kind of sounds like my brand. That's almost like who I am. See, the Unstoppable family didn't start off as the Unstoppable family. We started off as Swan Lifestyle. That was my brand. And our message, okay, I'm going to share with you how the core message starts to come through, is my core message. I went to my values. I looked at, what do I value? We value travel, freedom, and family. Every single thing I communicate is either about traveling, freedom, and family, or all three together. So when you begin to see what is the things that I value, how do I want to communicate to someone, it's always going to be congruent that way. It's not one day, wow, my family does this, and I really love being home with my family. And the next day, like, hey, come here, buy from me right now. You're going to lose out today. Those are not the same messages. Now, you can say that same message using that similar value and that congruent core message, but when you're doing it's all over the place. One day you're talking spiritually, one day you're talking buy now or you're a jerk, and one day it doesn't work, guys. Or maybe your swipe copies are talking this way, and then you don't. You're losing your people. Okay, so your core message, guys, needs to be represented in, number one, the way you communicate on your blog. Okay, if your blog, most of you guys, let me ask you guys again, how many of you guys have a blog or a way that you share your thoughts on the internet, right? Not necessarily Facebook because it's like a virtual blog, but I mean really a blog, a place to talk about, because yeah, okay, good. Yeah, awesome. And you should, because the blogs are amazing. They're a way to get you out there, okay? All right, so if you guys have your blog, right, you need to communicate on your blog through your core value, your core message, okay? Your brand, your core message, they relate, but if you don't really quite know how you're going to be discovered as a brand yet, that's okay. It's the way you're communicating, okay? It's the way you communicate through your blog. So you want to go back to your blog, like, are you totally random everywhere? Are you like giving marketing advice and then you're giving spiritual advice, but you're all over, so people don't really know what your message is? I say that not to insult you. I say that because I was that person, okay? My blog, my core message really wasn't congruent for the first 4 years in business. And I actually was successful. I have no idea how. I was just consistent enough. So if you guys want to just take your business to that next leap up, right? Just dig deeper, get it better, right? Because we can all work and do stuff, but man, we want to get better always. I didn't do it. I was one day talking about our trip one day, like a travel trip, doing stuff. The other day, then I talk about stuff that I learned with my kid. And then the next day I was giving marketing advice, but no one really knew what my blog meant. They didn't know what they could come there for. Okay. So I wasn't defining my message, which then again, what happens when we define our message? Guess what? We define our customer. See, guys, this is the piece that is the crux of everything that you guys are doing and I'm doing and we're doing. When you know the customer that will buy from you, your message talks to them every time. So I didn't know my customer. I was shotgun theory everything I did in marketing. It was all over the place. And if I hit one guy, I was like, cool, I got 10 guys. But what if I talk directly to that one group of 10,000, right? And I pull in third or half of them, and then I'm focused. So guys, the way you communicate on your blog will relate to the amount of income that you make, right? Because people will follow you, they'll buy from you. It's the way that you communicate on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, I call it posting with purpose. If you're on Facebook and you're just like, hey, I feel like a jerk today, or I'm tired, or doing, okay, that's fine every once in a while. But you got to be able to give people some reason to come back, right? We built a 5,000 person list very early on, and we're over 10,000, I think, on our Unstoppable Family fan page, because what we're delivering is congruent, consistent, and the core message speaks to our peeps, right? You want to make sure that your message is doing the same through Facebook, right? It's like my virtual office these days. Okay, so when you're writing copy, right, and there's some incredible information on how to write good copy and good headlines. You want to make sure that that language speaks through you. Okay, so the messages on your website, how you speak in videos is powerful. If you guys know me at all, every one of you right now, if you do anything, I want you to do a couple of these things. I did a training on Marketing Mondays about video. There's 3 things you have to have in your video that will immediately begin to brand you and create your core message for your customers. And that number 1 is your hook. Okay. Your body is in the center, right? That's their content. And then your call to action or your close. I added a 4th one. It's your hook, your body, your signature, then your call to action. Okay, or call to action and signature. For instance, I will say, hey everyone, it's Rhonda Swan from the Unstoppable family. Today I'm going to give you an Unstoppable business tip of the day. That's my hook. Boom, they know what it is, 3 seconds, they know exactly what it is. Then I give my content. Then guys, I always give a call to action, right? It's either a soft or a hard. It's either click a link or it's I want to invite you on over, or look forward to tomorrow's video is a soft call to action. And then the 4th, and all you guys got to have this, because this will help you begin to identify what your core message is and maybe start to pop out what your brand could be, is your signature. How many of you guys, I just have to ask this because if you guys have watched me and followed me at all, how many of you guys know what my signature is? You can type it in. Do you know what it is? What is my signature after every video, almost every post? You guys know it? Somebody type it in. Be unstoppable. I got like 12. Be unstoppable. Yeah, that's my signature. Be unstoppable. People know, they're waiting for it. In fact, I mean, if I don't say it, people are like, what happened? Get a signature. It doesn't mean it can change, right? But start finding out what your signature is. If you start right now with your opener, right, or your hook and your signature, you'll start to identify what your core message might be, what your brand could be, but more importantly, your people will identify you. I don't know if anyone knows who Tom the Furry Hat Guy is. He created that thing out of nowhere. I saw this dude in No Excuses a couple years ago. This guy's got a big furry hat. He's got it everywhere now, right? And people know him as that. And he's congruent with who he is all the time. When you're super congruent, guys, if you have started doing videos even now, and you start saying one statement, your signature, people will start identifying with you. Using hashtags is another one. Use your hashtag on Facebook and you will start creating a thread of your hashtag. People can click on Be Unstoppable, and without even me selling them anything or offering them a link or offering my blog, guess what happens? They click on that pound Be Unstoppable. They get my full thread of everything that I do. Bam, an extra way for them to find a link, not with me giving the link, or them seeing it. See, that's the difference. See, in Facebook, people get a little bit weird about all these links to go to. But if you start using your hashtags with your signature, they hear it all the time and they see it all the time. They're like, I'm going to click on that. All those threads will come up. And what happens? A lot of my posts have my links. So then they start to poke around and boom, now I'm getting them. I'm getting another touch. Okay. See, this is big, guys. This is when you start identifying what your core is. Your people will start identifying it and then you start connecting with your audience. Yeah. You guys getting something out of this so far? You guys with me? Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Rock on. Woo-hoo. Wow. You guys are great. Yeah. Okay. Candy O'Brien. Awesome. Candy's is see you on the beaches of the world. Awesome. Candy runs a travel program. Beautiful, right? People always are looking for that, right? So you want to keep that consistency. Okay. Good stuff, guys. You guys are rocking. Or at least you're listening to me while I'm rocking. Hopefully you're rocking with me. Okay, sweet. Okay, good. All right. Now, what it also does, guys, developing and understanding your core message, it's going to keep those customers for life. That's what we're talking about. That's what we all want. And this is another thing too. You've got to remember when you're creating following on a blog, on Facebook, in an email list, if you're not communicating through your core messaging, and let's say it changes, let's say you're swiping, right, with one company, and maybe you want to add another on, guess what happens? Now you've got two different types of swipe, and it's like a big glurbly globbly of other people's message. You are still in the middle, and guess what happens? You start to get passed. You start to get crossed. They overlook you. They go to this guy's got a better message, and this guy's got a message, and you're sitting there going, darn it, now I lost that customer. If you stay strong in who you are all the time, your message, guys, people will begin to follow it, whether you switch companies or add companies or not. See, how you create customers for life, guys, and how I've created customers for life in 8.5 years, it's not because I ever talked about the company that I worked for or just used their message, because then it's done. Then it switches. My message has never changed. My people are like, oh my God, you're still doing the same thing. They don't know I switched companies. They just know I'm congruent. You guys getting this? It's huge. It's so huge. And I'm also going to invite all of you guys to make sure that you are, if you have lead capture pages or sales pages, or maybe your company doesn't offer them, that you get them done. And I have a really cool resource, very simple, not even hard stuff, but just stuff that makes it you, so that once they go through your message, they fall in love with you. They love your message from Facebook. They love your posts. They love your email. They finally click on one of your sales links and they go to you again. And once they're at you, they might go to your company, but it's okay because by the time they get to your company, they've got like 6 touches of you. So now they trust you enough to look at the stuff you offer. It's huge. If you guys can, you can take a look at some of those little mini sales funnels that I have on my page. I have my team does those for people if you want them. I'm not selling you guys anything tonight, remember, just as a resource. It's a great way for people to keep getting an extra touch of you. Okay. And then you can send them to the webinar or to the sales page you got for your company. Okay. But the more they get of you, the more they're going to like you. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's get some juice in here. Let's get some meat. Okay. Guys, with a solid core message, obviously it helps you stand out in front of your competitors, or not even your competitors, guys. It's really, you're going to stand out among your company. Think about that. If every single person that you're working with in your company or your group or your team gives the exact same message, what is it? It's a sea of the same message. So your team and your company and the people that you even work with, you're competing with them now, right? You want to stand in the front. You want to stand out. So if everyone is going to swipe and everyone's going to keep the same message, why don't you be the one little beam of light that shares that message a little differently? Okay, I'm not saying don't use swipe. If you guys don't know what swipe copy is, it's when someone writes a message for you, writes an email for you, so you can put it out there to share or sell a webinar, an opportunity, or a product. And they're good to use because they do someone that's a better writer than you, right? That's good. Guys, don't ever underestimate yourself because your people, they're going to follow your language. They're on your Facebook page because they loved how you wrote the first time, right? And I had to get clear with that. And so it's going to help you stand out. So you've got this big sea of all the same message, right? Sea of people. And all of a sudden, you pop up that says it's just slightly different or does a video about maybe using the same copy, but your video stands out differently, bam, you're nailed. Now you got a hook, right? Now you're the one with the fish, okay? Because it'll clearly express, right, the value that you provide, right? I communicate to my people. You guys don't do video yet, you know, I'm about a video. I like to tell everyone about what I got to say through my face because they know me this way, right? You become perfectly positioned over everyone else, okay? And it solves a problem that your customer has. This is a big one, okay? Let's stop right here. Let me see if I elaborate. Okay, no, I want to stick here. Okay, guys, when you can identify what are the problems that your customer has, your audience, your target market, whatever you want to call them, when you know the problem that they've got and that you can solve it, guess what you have? Bam, connection. Relationship, connection, they now are listening to you. Okay? And what I mean by this, you might have, let's say, a product or a company that you want to represent. Guys, the moment that you are sharing in a video or a post and someone is reading that and there's a problem that they've got, okay, let's think about what kind of problems do your customers have. Let's think, maybe you guys can, okay, no problem. Okay, everyone, I want to talk to you guys, but I can't right now, so hold on, I'll answer your questions. Okay, so let's think about this. What are some problems, guys? You can type them in. What are some problems your customers might have? Yours, I don't know what you guys do. Okay, need money, be home with their kids, freedom. What else? Can't make dog part of their lifestyle. That's an interesting one, Bernie. But that could be one. You know what? I love that, Bernie. Actually, I'm going to address that. Hate their job, retire. Awesome. Okay. These are problems. Everyone has these problems. So what if you started connecting, right, to your customer and solving that problem? Maybe you have a swipe copy that your company offers. Okay, let's just use that because I'm not insulting it, but I'm encouraging you guys. And I want to bang you over the head and get you to get this. Okay, because I don't want you guys to be followers. We're creating followers when we allow you guys to keep doing that. I'm not going to let you guys do this. Okay, and if I got to be the one, the messenger that goes bam, 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 get a spine, be somebody, right? That's what you're here for. You're here to get the life out, but you have to not be a follower. You got to create leaders. So this is the deal. People are like, wow, I say this all the time. You know what, guys? I didn't want to put my kid in daycare. Boom, problem. That lady that I just spoke to, she's got that problem. How about, Bernie, yours was great though. You said he can't make his dog part of his lifestyle. There are people that love their animals. They love their dogs. So if you start talking about how that you can take your dog with you to work, your dog sits with, maybe you do a video with your dog in your video with you, right? Or maybe you do a post about you being able to take your dog to work every day. People can't do that if they're going to work. See, guys, if you're addressing the problems that they've got, now they're looking at you as a resource. Okay, maybe it's travel. I know there's a lot of travel people because I run a travel thing too. So there's travel. What if it has something to do with not wasting your whole life savings on your vacation, right? Or are you able to? Do you have to save up 6 months in order to take a vacation? Wouldn't it be cool if you didn't have to? And you could actually save 90% on your vacations and have that money to spend with your family. See, guys, this is the core message I'm talking about. This is these problems that you have to solve. I have problems. I have about 5 that I solve every single day. Being with my child, freedom, travel, family, right? I don't know if I have my 5th. I have 4. I might have 5, but I have 4. And I hit those every day, every single day. And I trigger point people. Okay, you guys will know this. I hit triggers. You have to be able to solve that problem. I bring that problem in front of someone and let them go, well, you're a solution. See, because guys, now you've got something to offer. And you say it through your core message, who you are, how you have to say it, and you're solving that problem. Guess what? Remember this, what I talked about earlier? It's not this, woo, woo, they're going over you. They're going right to you every time because you're the guy that knows how to solve the problem about time freedom. Get that? And guys, that's something that everyone's got. Everyone has that same problem. They all talk about it. But what if you did it in a little different way? And you didn't just start copying what everyone else says, right? Guys, woo, it's big. It's so big because when you guys start to get super focused on this is who you are and what you can deliver, all those messages around you are there. Use them, but make them yours. Okay. All right. All right. So now what do we look at when we're defining our core message, right? This is a big one. I'm going to give you the first two. There's about 4 or 5 that I usually cover, but I don't think I'm probably going to have enough time to hit all those. But what do we look at when we're defining it? All right. So first off, again, we look at an alignment between you and your prospects. Okay. You've got to be aligned with them. So what I mean by this, if you are, your message is about being home with your family, but you're talking to, or your audience is teenagers or single families, like single people, doesn't match, right? If you're putting your information in front of people that are not congruent with you and your message, they're not aligned with you, doesn't match. Okay? I want you to hear this because I'm going back to this followers mentality of copy and pasting everything that people give you. If their message is not your core or aligned with the people that communicate with you on your blog, on your Facebook, on your videos, on your, right? You kidding me? And the message that's coming from the company is not your message, you're lost. No alignment. Okay? So we want to look at what do our people like to hear from us? Why do they listen to me? Okay? You start defining your core message that way. Okay, so then we look at what commonalities do we have, right? So is it family? Is it dogs, right? Is it retirement age? Is it parrot head lifestyle? We have a great people that I worked with before, and they love parrot heads. So they target and focus parrot heads, right? But if they start talking about law of attraction, the parrot heads, they might not be congruent. See, because if your group that follows you is all about law of attraction, and you just start talking and selling about hardcore stuff like different languaging, it doesn't work. There's a spirituality tone to it, but you're not spiritual whatsoever. You're like, what is the deal with this guy? Guys, and you got to get this piece. And you got to share it with as many people as you know, because I want you guys to be totally standing out in the crowd, right? I want you guys to be successful, and you deserve to win. You deserve to win on your terms, okay? As you guys tell, I get super freaked out and excited about this stuff because it's not hard. It's just getting clear. All right. Okay. So then again, I'm going back to problems again. Then we look at what are the problems that these people have. Okay. You guys list them. You should be all doing this on your own. You should have your little paper and your pen. I got my book all the time. And I'm like, okay. And even if it's guys, let's say I hit families, right? Travelers. But see, travelers are not always family travelers, are they? So I might have a specific message for my travelers than I do with my family travelers. Okay. So I might talk to, let's say, travel bloggers, because I think blogging is amazing. I've got great programs that offer awesome blogs. So I communicate through to that person, but I don't talk about my kid. I talk about having the freedom of not having to save up my money to travel, because I found a way to sustain our living while we travel. Wouldn't it be cool to actually be a travel blogger or a traveler that didn't have to save up your money and go back home and work? So you get that? That's the fun piece right there. Did you see what happened? They're like, wow, they just solved a problem for me. See, when you start to get that, guys, that's my core. I'm still on my core message. I'm still talking about what I can do for them, but it's not about the family because that guy doesn't have a kid. But then I can talk about the families, and they don't have to be travelers. I can talk about families being home with their kids, not putting them in daycare, be able to be the core influence in my kid's life. See, these are the things. These are the targets. You guys, are you with me? You guys follow me? Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a hands up? Yeah, you guys are rocking. Sweet. Awesome. I'm glad. Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right. So then again, how can you solve those problems? So your core message then begins to say, okay, if I'm talking to this family, I want to be home with my kids. I share, right, my hook. Then I share my information if it's on a video or it's on a post. Hi, baby. I share my message. And then I say, you know what? I've actually been able to find a platform or a business or an opportunity or a product that allows me to do that. I solve that problem. So you create the problem, you address the problem, and now you solve the problem. Okay. So this is what we start to look at when we're defining our core message. Okay, guys, such juicy, amazing stuff. Okay. Um, Now, second is what do we look like? What do we look at when we're defining the core message? We always create a consistent marketing and then a promotional plan that your audience craves. Okay. Because if only each week you're just sending out, come to my webinar, I got to sell you this, they're sick of it. But if every day you got a really good core message and a marketing and a promotional plan that they're like, wow, every day he's got something cool. She's got something cool to talk about. Every day there's value that they're finding. And then when you pop in the middle of that week a webinar that says, hey, let me solve that problem I've been telling you about all week that you've got that I can solve. Now there's your solve. There's your solution. Okay, that's how you deal with it with a webinar. Or you create a consistent marketing plan and a message that's consistent with your core values, your core message. And let's say if you do have a brand, then guys, you're able to invite them over to go see more information that you have. Then they want to start buying. They crave it because you're setting them up for what you've got. And if right now, if you're just like, oh, let's see, I'm going to post about integrity, I'm going to post about freedom, I'm going to post about kids, I'm going to post about travel, I'm going to post about this. They're like, oh, you're freaking them out. They like you enough to listen, but they're like, dude, will you get congruent? Can you get a little consistent on what you're talking about? Okay. And so that's why, guys, I bring up the whole idea about this swipe copy or the copy and paste or just using what others write for you. Because all week on Facebook, you're rocking out. They love what you have to say. And all of a sudden you're like, bam, come here to buy this for me. Whoa. They're like, that does not even match, right? We got to keep it matching. All right. It's got to be congruent. Yeah. He's like, preach. Yeah. Okay. So some people get confused between marketing. Okay. So they've got a different, I'll address that. That's a good one. Um, okay, yeah, because if you have a specific area that you are targeting, okay, let me use this. This is a good example. Use this example. This person is asking a question about real estate. They have a real estate business. They also have an opportunity for freedom. But the cool part about that is you can always focus on giving value and content about real estate, but then you have either your blog stays congruent about real estate all the time, and then there's options, right? Banners, right, that you offer that is freedom banners that real estate guy might go, right, divert attention. You guys know what I feel about banners on the side of my blog, that my blog works super hard for me, right? Because they go and point out the stuff that I have. So what in that regards, you may want to have maybe a separate page or a different, there's a couple programs in your program that has that opportunity to have a real estate page, a freedom page, but that real estate page has freedom stuff, right? And the freedom page might be congruent with your one message that has that opportunity and freedom stuff on it. So when you get a clear message, you stay with that message all the time, but then you can let that blog work for you, and that was the last training I did, meaning where they click on a banner, it takes them into a whole nother rabbit hole of a worm down somewhere other, another opportunity, but they ask for it. Okay, and so I can get a little deeper into that after, but let's stay on our defining this core message and creating a consistent marketing and promotion plan. When I say marketing, guys, of course it's sharing, relating, connecting on Facebook, blogging, YouTube videos, but your promotion, your marketing plan can also be a paid for campaign as well, right? So that would mean you're sponsoring the post that you've got on Facebook. You're promoting the post that you've got on Facebook so that your message stays congruent across the board. Okay, that same goes if you do solo ads, right? You sometimes will do a solo ad that is someone else's copy and then it brings them to you and they're like totally confused. So you want to make sure that everything that we're doing is totally related, right? So when we look at that, we want to create a marketing plan that they crave. Okay, so let's talk about how to do that. Okay, because this is my favorite. This is the stuff that I like get super pumped about. And this is what I do every day. If you guys follow me, you're like, oh yeah, she totally does this, because we do. Everything that we do is always about our congruent core style or core message. And then I nail it every time with either a video series. And you guys have worked with me. Those of you guys that are in my workshop, you work with me, you know how big time I am about you're keeping your mind straight and creating a video series each week. your email series, right? Your emails will take on a very congruent series. And it just means your message is very similar. Like for instance, we've done unstoppable road tripping, right? 20 days, we road tripped. So our emails were still that were going to our, let's say, our marketing list, those that opted into our opportunities. It was still selling that opportunity, but it was about our road trip, right? Now we're starting to switch them up a little bit. Now we're doing some more value add about things that we do now, right? We're doing all kinds of this is what we did today. Hey, and by the way, welcome these two new people, right? Or my email series may be just value that I add all week for my newsletter list, non-selling list. All week, it's really been about giving just core value information. So all week now, my open rates are starting to grow. I'm not selling anything. So all last week, I've been really giving some really good content. Good content. Come on over to my blog and see this. Come on over to my blog and see this. I'm not selling them anything, but they're getting great value and content. But again, that blog starts to work. So I'm using my email series as my congruent message all the time. My family about travel, about inspiration stays the same, and they start to follow along. So then you might switch it up one week and you might lose the attention of some of your list. You might gain the attention of others. But when the message stays congruent, it's not just like all over the place, up and down, up and down, up and down, different message, different message. They just don't know what to follow with you. Then you're like, come to this webinar, come to this webinar, come to this webinar, come to this webinar. They're like, dang it, can you just please talk to me about what you want to talk to me about? Can you talk to me about why you love travel so much and the values you can get and maybe places that I can stay or places you've stayed and why you love it? That would be fun. And tell me about the travels you've done and places you've gone. And maybe you add on a savings that you've got from that travel program. But at the very end of the week, bam, you've earned the right to sell them something. Hey guys, if you've enjoyed this all week about me sharing with you the place I've gone and the price I've been able to save and how I've been able to save, and you really want to learn that, what that is, I got a webinar tonight. Come see it. Okay. That's how you do it, guys. That's how your congruency starts to flow. And then your posts, of course, are very congruent as well, right? You just create congruency of what you do. So what I like to teach people, guys, that work with me, is I like to tell them to start from Monday through Friday. Have a topic and a theme. Do you know how easy it is when you have your theme? And if you guys have watched me before, I talk about my marketing wheel. The wheel that I use, it keeps me totally aligned every day. I know what to do every day, but everything's the same. So it means that my video series starts out and I've been doing business tip of the day. If you guys have seen Unstoppable Business Tip of the Day, almost every day I give a biz tip. I've been doing that now. I went Unstoppable Road Tripping, how to prove that you can work from no home. That was my series. You guys remember that? You guys are like probably going, oh yeah, she did do that. They did do that. Okay. So that was our series. And our posts, our video series was the same. Our email series was the same. So are our posts. Congruency. A lot of you guys probably have been following us because of those congruency. Okay. And so when you guys start to get these pieces, you start to actually, people start to follow you then, whatever you've got, whether it's an opportunity or a product, it doesn't matter. It's just you. See, guys, this is why I'm so adamant about you getting a core message, standing out in the crowd, and defining a brand that is you, so that no matter what you offer, you're giving value that they want. Is this making sense with you guys? Yeah, I mean it's freaking amazing stuff. I love it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to answer this question real quick. Eddie says, so I have no background in marketing or sales, but I keep hearing you talking about blogging to reach your consumer. Where do you get your product, or rather choose a product to sell? Well, that's a really good one. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities and products. In the beginning, I definitely recommend you finding a good program, right? That you can connect with, the product line you connect with. I run several different types of things. I love travel, so I have a travel product. I have personal development program. I love, leadership wisdom. I love that type of products. And then I also have marketing information product and how to be a blogger program. So, and then I have my own stuff, right? I have my branding workshop. But when you are in the beginning, you want to pick out something that you really love and how you can share what you have to love it though, guys, or you're not going to be able to blog about it. I mean, if I had to sell pens, if this pen made me $500 every pen I sold, I don't think I could sell it because I would be so bored. Talk about this pen. You know what I love? I love talking about freedom. I love talking about traveling. I love talking about being able to sit in my PJs all day if I want to, or be with my kid all day if I want to. See, guys, that's the juice. that I love to talk about. And I have opportunities that allow people to do it. So for that reason, Eddie, you find something. If you want to connect with me, feel free. I have some things I can offer you, but I'm totally not here to do that. There's a lot of people, if you follow, they may have opportunities as well. But it's a really good way for you guys to get totally connected, okay? With our offer, find what you want is when you're connected to it. All right, let's see. You guys are so cool. Okay. All right, get this? All right. And I can teach deeper. This stuff is I can do, and I do weeks of this stuff. Okay, so let me share with you guys a little bit about us so you can start to get an idea of maybe how to start identifying, crafting your core message and your brand. Okay. I don't care. You can market all day, guys, but unless you're standing out of the crowd, you're just going to be like everyone else. And I want you guys to get that. I want you to get confident that you deserve to send the message. You deserve it. Okay. And the people that you work with, your companies, they are doing your best, putting you in the best interest by giving you stuff to copy so you can start making sales. After a month, guys, let's get real. Let's start learning to do what they do. Let's start making your own and being totally identifiable. Okay. All right. I have to, I keep bringing this up because I'm like, I go crazy when I get 10 emails from people that I'm on their list and it's all the same stuff. I'm like, who am I going to follow? They're all selling me the same. But the one guy that puts a little picture of him that says, I can't wait to see, even if you did that, adding pictures in your emails totally changes things. Does. All right, let's get back to this because I only have a couple minutes. But at the end, guys, I will share with you guys a way that if you guys want to connect with me after, then we can, because I've got some things that you guys can to work a little deeper with me if you want to. Okay, so Unstoppable Family, we are about freedom, period. And our message always comes from with freedom, you can create money more easily, right? We connect freedom to making money. So putting off your happiness is not acceptable to us, right? There's no later. Your life is now. This is our main message. Everything I talk about is about freedom, family, finding happiness, and living it now, right? So if you can take a look at what you want to do, right? How you have to offer, what are your values? It's not even, guys, about doing anything hard. It's actually just about taking some time and putting pen to paper and going, okay, what are really my values and how can I start sharing them with my people? Not selling, sharing. How can I connect, share, and relate? When you start to do that, guys, your core will start to come out because you actually feel good about the things you're talking about. You feel good about the way you're offering that webinar or offering people to come to your blog or inviting them to come on over to your lead capture sales pages. So you feel good about it. Instead of copy and paste like, oh, I hope I don't get ticked off about that statement. I would have never said that. Why the heck are you giving it to your people? You're losing your people. You're allowing someone else to create their own tribe because it's their message. Do you get that? It's not yours. Now you're a follower among a tribe of people that are doing the same thing. It's not how you build an empire, customers for life. It's not how you build your identity. You're adults here. Put your big girl and big boy panties on and start being you. Okay. And it's not hard, guys. I'm not telling you to do something super hard. I'm telling you just to get clear. You guys are so funny. All right. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And thank you for allowing me this space. I'm like kind of like really getting in on you guys, but I hope you're okay with that. Okay. Because that's my style. You deserve to be bigger. Okay. So now, what is your core message? You guys all, there's like, I don't know, a bunch of you guys out here tonight, over 68 people here tonight. You guys all came here for a big reason. You took time out. I'm not going to sell you anything. You guys don't have to buy anything from me. I'm doing this because I know why you're in this industry or your industry, and you took the time. So I want you to take the time tonight and really look at what is my core message. What from my heart feels good for my heart, and what is the message that I can start sharing with the people I want to connect with. Now, certainly your message wants to relate to the business or the opportunity that you can offer, right? It doesn't have to be about the product itself, but it has to be related, okay? Or there's really a purpose why you chose that company. And when you start doing that, guys, I want to hear from you. I want you guys to report to me and go, wow, I started doing videos and they're congruent. They're me. My people totally know me. They're calling me by name. Someone comes to my webinar. They're like, oh, she invited me. See, that's another cool thing. You'll know when people come to webinars, they buy stuff. So they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy because Rhonda invited me. Rhonda inspired me to buy that product. See, this is the juice, guys. When people start to do that and your messages, your posts, everything that you're relating, your emails to them are something that's you, that they connect to you, they like you. They subscribe because they like you. Probably not because you're selling them anything. It's because the value that they saw in you. And I want you guys to get that piece because your business will change. Absolutely, business will change. Oh, Kimberly, great question. Kimberly asked, do we have, this is really funny how you worded it, but it's great. Do you have an expensive branding company to design a logo you can recommend? Not an expensive one, unless you want an expensive one. You might have wanted to write inexpensive. I do. It's not a company. It's actually my amazing, I call her the Unstoppable Graphics gal. She's amazing. Her name is Heather. You can go to Unstoppable Branding Facebook fan page. Heather is awesome, and she does beautiful, beautiful branding, logos, banners, everything. I'll actually type in. You can go find her there. She's amazing. I'll type in. It's on my Facebook page. It's a Unstoppable Branding. So it's Facebook like .com/unstoppable branding. You can find Heather there, and I recommend her full heartedly. And there's certainly some other companies that I love and adore, and Heather works with them too. So, but I don't ever promote any other company. Just Heather's the girl that I work directly with. And so I recommend her. And there's certainly some others that if you guys want other people, I can recommend them too. But Heather's a individual. Okay, so this is what I want to offer to you guys is if you would like, I will, I have a branding workshop that you guys know about. Many of you guys know. If you want to work with me deeper on this work, this is the kind of work that I do. Remember, I want to give you all content, but I do want to offer you guys a way to work deeper with me. I run a 4-week workshop. I do 90 minutes each session, live, one-on-one, your brand. You don't leave there. I don't let you leave there until you're clear. And a lot of you guys know that about me. I would like to invite you to do that. It starts this Thursday. It'll start for 4 weeks beginning this Thursday. I have not released it to my list as of yet. I only take a very limited class size so I can work one-on-one. The max is 20 people that I will take, and we are more than halfway full. So I've got about, I thought probably 6 or 8, not even 8, probably 6 spots that are open. And tomorrow I'm launching it to my list. Okay. So this is my special first release. My refers, the people that are in my workshop get to invite their team, their people first. And then I do one call like this and offer it to those that come live. You guys, it's a special thing that you guys get. And then I'll launch it to my team or my list. And my list, it will fill up. So if you guys want to join me or even if you really want to talk a little bit deeper about if my workshop will work for you, I only do referrals only, and I only do interviews. Okay. I used to just say, anyone pay me. Doesn't work. I just don't do it that way anymore. So what we can do is you guys can send me an email to ufbranding@gmail.com, or go ahead and over to my Unstoppable Branding Workshop. That's my site. You can see everything, see what I charge. I keep it ultra, ultra, ultra cheap and ultra low. I devalue myself a little bit, but I really don't devalue me. I really want to make it available to everyone. So if you guys want to join me, you can. It's under $500, 4 weeks, my one-on-one time. You do get a graphic design for you for whatever your blog, your Facebook, anything that you want. You guys get one graphic created that you can use. It's your brand. And I just really think that everyone deserves to have that type of coaching and really deserves to get clear. And it's not because your mentors or your companies don't love you. It's just because they don't have a lot of time to help you get this deep. And what happens, there's a lot of surface that's thrown on top, and we don't get deep enough that you guys should start from that foundation and come out. And that's how we create customers for life. You guys said you wanted customers for life. I want to show you how to get them. And I know, hopefully I do. I did that tonight. If I did, guys, I would love to have you guys going over to my Facebook page and let me know what you learned from tonight, or if I gave you value. I will deliver this call every week as long as you're getting value. And I want you to come back. It's 5 o'clock. There's my computer. And I want you to invite other people because I love to connect with other people. So guys, this is Rhonda Swan from the Unstoppable family. You know what's coming next, don't you? Go out and be unstoppable. You guys are amazing. But let me know if you guys do want to join me. Definitely come and let me know. On over to either email me, just say I want to join no matter what, or going on top of branding, let me know. Or if you guys have any recommendations for topics, I only talk about stuff that I know how to talk about. So I won't pretend I know how to talk about what are they called? Solo ads. I don't even know how to, I don't do those. I don't know how to talk about them. So I won't. But if there's stuff that I know, guys, I will talk about it. I will bring you as much value as I possibly can because I want you to keep sharing with other people. All right, what I'm going to do really quick, I'm going to go through some questions because some of you guys did have some. So if you're sticking around going, shoot, you didn't answer my question. I'll do my best here. Let's see. Okay, you're welcome. Gosh, you guys are so welcome. Um, let's talk, Kimberly, because if you do work with me, people that already work with me that invest in their company that with me, you get to join my workshop for free. But let's talk about that. I'll tell you who gets to do that. That's a great question, girlfriend. Okay, because yeah, I don't ever want any of my people spending extra money. I want them to invest in their businesses too. But you definitely deserve this info. Okay, all right. Yay. Good. You get it. Awesome. I love when people get a popcorn. I got it. She's like, I got it. Cool. You got it. No problem. Run, roll, and go. Oh, you guys are the best. Cool. All right. You guys are great. I really appreciate it. And anything I can do to help, I do have a lot of resources because I do have my own company, my own branding company. So I have logo designs. I have, I'll create sales funnels that are branded. I have a great little company and I'm not a they don't charge crazy prices at all because anyone can do this work. So, okay. Very good, guys. You guys are rock solid. You guys are amazing. All right. Yay. Congruent. Yes. Alignment, congruency. Yeah, dog trainer, Bernie. Yeah, dude, I dig that. You can definitely spend a lot. You can talk a lot about the dog training. Keep that together, right? Dick, okay, I find some exciting activities to do and stave off boredom. All right, right? Totally. There we go. All right, you guys are great. Awesome. Good stuff. I think I've answered questions. Oh, right. Good one. So this is like, finally, Rhonda, you're telling it like it should have been told from day one. It's nice to finally hear that. Copy should not always be copied. Great one. Steve, I agree. Copy is like a foundation, but don't copy it, make it you. Awesome. Good stuff, buddy. I'm glad you get that piece because a lot of people don't. No worries. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Awesome. Rocking solid, guys. All right. Yay. Okay. Now you can be unstoppable. All right. Let me know if I can do anything for you guys. I'm always here. Cheers, guys.